I will show you how to adjust the handbrake on BMW E90. I have seen a few videos, and most of them have something in them that is incorrect. So I will tell you what it is, and I'll tell you how to do it correctly and simply. Also, if you watch to the end, I'll tell you something that nobody else will tell you, that is handbrake adjustment related. So the first thing is I will tell you what they tell you that is incorrect. So the videos I watched tell you that you need to get the center console panels off and get access to this, and you need to push this in until it's locked. Some even tell you to lift it up and down a few times, but none of this has anything to do with handbrake adjustment. All this here, it doesn't do anything. If you push this in, all it lets you do is it lets you lift the handbrake without pulling on a cable. So but it does nothing for the handbrake adjustment. It is perfectly fine to leave it as it is. You don't need to worry about any of this. So to adjust the handbrake, leave this alone, don't worry about it, it's fine, it doesn't do anything. All you have to do is you have to adjust it at the rear wheel handbrake adjustment thingy, which I'll show you now. I can't be bothered going to the car, so I've got a picture here. So this is with the wheel taken off, but you can do it with the wheel on. So you take one lug nut out, you adjust it, you find where the adjuster is, you line up the lug nut hole with the adjuster, and you adjust using a flat screwdriver. You stick it through the hole and you adjust it up and down. This mechanism is designed to sort of be turned with a flat screwdriver one step at a time. And I've got another picture. The adjusting mechanism is it's shown here in this picture, around here, and the same is on the other side, sort of mirror image wise. It's slightly towards the back at the top, slightly towards the back of the vertical line. So take the lug nut out, that's the one that's around here, and then you might have to move the car to find the adjustment mechanism, and you'll probably need a torch to shine a light through the hole to see it. But once it's lined up, you stick a flat screwdriver in and you turn it either up or down to adjust it. Now I don't know what it's gonna be, up or down, to tighten it or loosen it, so you have to find out. First you find out which way it tightens it up. You need to turn it until it's tight, and once you found out, it's a good idea to make a note, because you just keep it for the future reference, because you know, it's easy to forget, and it just saves you time next time when you're adjusting it. But yeah, to find out which ways to tighten it and which ways to loosen it, you might have to lift the car up on a stand, and then you turn it until it's tight, and then you turn the wheel to see if the brake shoes have engaged the drum, or if you completely loosened all the way as far as it goes. So, but once you've know which way is to tighten, which way is to loosen, turn it with a screwdriver until it's tight. You know, just with your with your hand, and it's hand tight, you know, you're not looking for very tight or anything like that. And once you've got that, do maybe a couple of turns to loosen it. And you do the same on one side, and you do the same thing on the other side, and then just take it for a drive. Just drive for 3 minutes, you know, around the block sort of thing. And when you come back, touch your brake drums and see if they're hot. Because if they're hot, you might have to do one extra turn, or maybe even 2 turns, and then drive around the block again and see if they get hot again. But yeah, basically the idea is to get them as tight as possible without making them too tight, so the drum is getting hot from friction. Because you know, in the video it says, oh, do 4 turns after you've tightened it, and 4 turns might be too much, and your handbrake is you have to pull it up. When you're putting the handbrake on, you're pulling it more than you should really. So if you want to get it as tight as possible, you turn it until it's tight, and then do a couple of turns, drive around, see if the brake drum is getting hot. If it's getting hot, it's still too tight, then do another turn, drive around, see if it's getting hot. If it's getting hot too tight, and if it's not getting hot, it's fine. And that way you will have an optimum adjustment. Also, in the old cars, you would not do it too tight. You would do extra, you would loosen it up a little bit extra, because in the old cars, if you go over a bump or something, or a pothole, the movement of the rear wheels, up and down movement, can pull on on a cable, and if it's too tight, the brake shoes are gonna engage the brake drum, and could lock up your wheels. You don't need to worry about it on BMW E90 or all the BMWs that have these handbrakes, because this is the thing I promised to tell you at the end of the video. If the handbrake is fully down, not one click up, but fully down, you can pull on a cable as much as you want, and it's not engaged. You see, it's free movement. So if you hit a pothole or bump and the wheels go up or down and there is a pull, it's not going to engage your handbrake at the rear wheels, because there is movement here. It'll just pull on this one. But if you do even one click, that's it. See, now it's engaging. But if it's fully down, that spring is gonna, that allows you to adjust the handbrake as tight as you can, and not risk locking up your wheels if going over a bump or something. So I hope you find this useful, and it saves you time from doing all these silly things of pushing this in and wasting your time, because it is not necessary. This does not do any self-adjustment. All it is for is so you can lift the handbrake without engaging the cable, because when this is compressed, you lift the handbrake, the cable doesn't get pulled. But if it is If it's released, you pull a handbrake and it pulls the cable. If it's compressed with the handbrake, it does not pull the cable. Or it does pull maybe, but it's in a slackened position, so it doesn't engage the handbrake at the wheels. Well, I hope it was helpful.